What is going on, everybody? It is Nidge here for Nidge Plays, and welcome to episode number 13 of our Real Betis career mode save. In today's episode we've got 4 games for you. The first one that is just starting now is the second leg of our cup game against the Real Sociedad. Then after that we've got 3 league games, one against Granada, one against Celta Vigo, and one against Valencia, which is quite a big game because it's Valencia along with us and Real Sociedad and Athletic Bilbao. All those 4 teams are vying for that last Champions League spot, and it's very, very tight up there. So that was quite a big game, that one was. But we've also got, after that as well, the last day of the transfer window, transfer deadline day, and we do actually make a signing in today's episode. So you'll have to wait till the later in the video to see who that is. But if you've been watching the series so far, I'm sure you can have a pretty good guess as to who we bring in. I'd already mentioned that we needed a striker, and that is exactly what we go out and get. But Real Sociedad, once again, after the first leg when we lost 3-1, I just thought, I don't think we're going to go through here. I'll rest a few players, see what happens, and we actually got our best result that we got against Real Sociedad so far this season. This is the 3rd time we played them. The first time was in the league, we lost 2-0. Second time was obviously in the first leg of this cup game, which we lost 3-1. And in this game, you see here, we do go 1-0 down. Carlos Vela, who I think has scored against us every single time we played against Real Sociedad. That one again was a really tidy finish. Just stepped to the side of the defender and then flashed it in off the inside of the post. Really nice finish from the young Mexican. And he's not young, is he? I don't know, I call him the young Mexican. He's not young at all, but he's a really good player. He's the kind of striker that I would have liked to bring in, someone that's good on the deck, got a bit of pace. But we do bring it back to 1-1 here before I carry on. A really nice goal from Chuli, who's one of our reserve strikers, and he's not done too bad lately. Actually, I've been bringing him in cup games and just games where general fitness is low, and he's done a decent job for us. But yeah, like I say, the striker that I wanted to bring in was someone that was a bit better on the deck rather than someone that's good in the air. Because I think Baptiste, who's our top scorer so far, is probably been our best striker so far. He's okay in the air, but then we've got Molina, who's really good in the air. That's his strength. I think we just needed someone that had a bit more better at dribbling, a bit more of a creator, if you like. And this is the guy that we're going for, Eduardo, the ex-Arsenal striker, player that I do like quite a lot. It's a shame because in real life, obviously, he got that injury and it completely ruined his career. There's a quick look at the table there, by the way, before this game. You can see how tight it is, and you'll see before the Valencia game as well. It really is a close-knit thing at the minute for the last for the last Champions League spot. But yeah, Eduardo, shame he got injured in real life when he had that broken leg. It really did ruin his career. He looked like he was going to be a top player when he was at Arsenal, but obviously since that injury he's never really recovered. But I still think he can do a job for us this season. We just need to hope that we can keep him fit. Fingers crossed we can, and like I said, hopefully he'll be able to fill the void that we've been missing. But it's a good job we do sign him, because you'll see straight away at the start of this game we do actually get a big injury. Ruben Castro it is, and he's not been that great for us this season so far, but he's been good. He's got 6 goals and 5 assists, so he's contributing by putting the ball in himself and setting up a fair few goals. And like I said, with him being injured, we did definitely need a striker, so it was a good job we did go ahead and get Eduardo. But in this game, it was closer than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I don't mean this to sound disrespectful to Granada, but when I saw that we were playing Granada, I thought, you know, we can get a good run and get a win here and get some momentum going. Because obviously in the last episode we played 4 games and didn't win a single one of them. 2 of the games were in the cup, so it wasn't too damaging for our league form, especially as one of them was against Real Madrid, which we drew 1-1. Should have won that game, but I'm not bitter at all, honest. But yeah, so it wasn't too bad with the draw against Real Madrid, and then we drew against Osasuna. So that evened itself out really, because I'd have expected us to beat Osasuna, but I'd have expected us to lose to Real Madrid, so it sort of evened itself out. But in the whole episode we didn't get a single win. But when I saw that, like I said, when I saw that we were facing Granada, they're a lower down team in the league, and they're a team that I believe when we played the first time around this season we absolutely hammered. I think it was 3 or 4-0, and it was really comfortable. But this game, I don't know if they had people injured the first time we played them, but it was definitely not the same team that we played in this match, because they were coming at us. It was end-to-end football. They just seemed to have those sort of a couple of weavy, quick players up top, and we were struggling to deal with them. But at half time we do come back from 1-0 down to take a 2-1 lead, and we were playing pretty well in this game, and we make it 3-1 here. Baptiste getting his 2nd of the game, and like I say, he's been our best striker by a country mile so far this season. He's good because he's a bit of an all-rounder. He's not bad in the air, he's not slow, he's got some decent dribbling stats, so he's got a bit of everything in his locker, and I think that's why he's doing so well for us really. He's the jack of all trades up front, and despite the fact we make it 3-1, I thought it was going to be comfortable. Granada actually get one back here to make it 3-2 and make sure we do have a bit of a squeaky bum time towards the end of the game. A really scrappy goal, probably the worst goal we've conceded so far in this series. It was just bobbling all around the box, but then you think we'll be under pressure for the last part of the game, but Cedric pops up with what is becoming a pretty much trademark goal for him at this point in the series. He seems to just run down the left with all that pace he's got and just cut inside and hammer it in that far corner. He's scored 2 or 3 of them now, I think, and it's Cedric that's been carrying the mantle as far as the wingers go lately, because at the start of the season Video was doing really well, but Cedric's the one that's been stepping up to the plate a bit more lately in the last couple of episodes, I think. But we do win that game 4-2. Good result, nice to get another win under our belt, and you'll see here we have the bid for Eduardo rejected. We have to push it to 1.1 million plus Rodriguez, which I thought was a bit of a steal myself, because Rodriguez is a player that we've probably only played 2 or 3 times this season. He's not pivotal, and they do accept that offer. 1.1 million I thought was a really good deal for someone that could be potentially our best striker. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Like I say, if you can keep him fit and you can score maybe 10 goals, that'll be a really good return, as you have to think it's only January now. So if you could get 10 goals for us, that'd be a really good return, but it's just keeping him fit that's going to be the problem. He's 30 years old as well, so he's obviously not the youngest player, but like I say, he's got quality, and I think he can add something to our team. Whether it's, I think it could be, the best way to describe it is a better version of Ruben Castro. But if you look at this story here, this was a bit of a surprise. Cristiano Ronaldo handing in a transfer request at Real Madrid. That's something I've never seen, but you'll just have to wait and see before the end of the episode where he ends up going, because like I say, I've never seen Ronaldo handing a transfer request for Real Madrid before when I've been doing career modes, but this is the first career mode I've ever done in Spain, so whether it's something that happens when you do one in Spain, I don't know. But quick glance at the table again there. Now you can see we have got holding down that 4th place spot very well at the moment, and I just kept on thinking if we can keep on winning, make a bit of a gap, perhaps give ourselves a bit of breathing space, and you never know. But as you've just seen from the table, it's super tight at the minute. You got Real Madrid, who still haven't lost, that are top of the table, and they're followed up by Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, who are sort of competing for 2nd and 3rd place. Then you drop to 4th, and it's currently us, obviously, in 4th place, but you've got us, Athletic Bilbao, Real Sociedad and Valencia all competing for the last Champions League spot, and obviously 4 doesn't go into 1, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But they had a couple of good players, actually, Celta Vigo. I wasn't too sure of the quality of the team that they had, but Nolito's a decent player. The striker they had's a good player, Real Sociedad. But when I say decent, I mean I've seen them on Ultimate Team, and you know they're decent in the game. So whether they're actually rated highly, I can't remember. But Nolito's a decent player, I'm sure he is. And like I say, Real Sociedad is a name that rings a bell. But you look at our lineup, it's just the usual, really the same old lineup that you'll be used to by now. We do play truly up front in this one because of the injuries, but like I say, it's just the standard lineup that we've been using for the last probably 10 games at this point. We really do seem to have a settled down team, and that is a great benefit to me, because when you know your best team, it's a lot easier to know who you're going to be resting and who you're going to be playing in your games. But we do make an absolute flying start to this game. Video finding the net. I was saying about Cedric carrying the mantle, but Video does get the first goal in this match really early on. I think it was under 2 minutes that goal, and then we're getting once again and make it 2-0 within 5 minutes. So we're absolutely destroying Celta Vigo at the moment. And at this moment, I just thought, right, make sure we don't concede, try and keep the clean sheet, because I do like my clean sheets. As I tell you what makes me laugh on I don't play it too much, but when I play PES, Pro Evolution Soccer, there's one thing the commentators say: if you draw 0-0, it's ridiculous. Oh God, what's the commentator's name on that game now? I can't remember, but he's like, well, not the best game for the spectators, but if there's one thing that these managers like, it's clean sheets. They love their clean laundry and all this stuff. It's bloody ridiculous. But yeah, we do make it 3-0 just before half time there, and like I said, it was a really comfortable game. But unfortunately, we do concede and we do lose that fresh laundry in the clean sheets, as it's PES. But as soon as we end up conceding, we end up getting another goal. So 4-1. Absolute domination of Celta Vigo, and like I said, we were playing really well at this point. We just beat Granada. We got the good result here, and that's 8 goals in 2 games, and that's probably the best we've achieved in the season so far, goal spread wise. We obviously had big games where we scored loads in one game, like the Derry City game, but 2 games where we scored 4 in a row. That's a pretty impressive form. But Eduardo actually rejects the first contract that we offer him because he wanted to be a have a better role in the club, so I offer him the crucial first team player because he's a 75 overall, which does make him our best striker, so I thought that was fair. But we do sign him. There you go. Welcome to Real Betis, Eduardo. Hopefully you won't let us down. The media actually said that they thought that we paid too much for him, but I don't know how that works because, like I say, it was 1.1 million cash plus the Rodriguez, and he was only worth 600k, so I think the whole deal was worth something like 1.7 odd million, and his value was 2 million, so I don't know how they feel we've been ripped off there. But we're now heading to the crunch game of the episode, Valencia away, and I've realised, I think, that I'll talk about it when I play Real Sociedad. When I play against Barcelona and Real Madrid, I seem to do okay in my mind. I seem to put in a good performance and play quite well. But it's the teams that are the next tier down that I really struggle against. And when I say that, I mean, like, the example in the Premiership, which might be a bit more easy to relate to, is, say, against Man City or Chelsea, I could play really well and do okay. But then as soon as you play someone like Tottenham, who are sort of in that, they're not quite the top, but they're just the next level down, I really seem to struggle. I don't know what it is, and Valencia are one of those teams, and you'll see they absolutely destroy us, ruining this episode completely for me after he'd won 2 on the trot. But you'll see here we're only 4 minutes in and they take the lead, and it was a really annoying goal to concede. I let the original shot be taken far too easily. I shouldn't have let him get that shot away, and then the keeper saves it, and our defender's just caught snoozing, and the player just gets in front of him and taps it in. Then they make it 2-0, and at this point I was thinking, oh my lord, just keep this down as much as we can. If we can get a goal back, 2-1, you never know, we might have a chance. But it just wasn't to be in this game. Like I said, they absolutely played us off the park. It was very similar to the Real Sociedad games, really. You can see at half-time 2-0 down. This was our best chance. Eduardo pulling it back to video, and it was a good save. And then he gets taken out as well by the keeper, but it's just a bit of a daft coming together. But that was the only real big chance that we had in the game, to be honest. And they end up making it 3-0 there. And that'll be how the game finishes. Like I say, 3-0 defeat. Really frustrated, and to rub the salt in the wounds as well, Leo Baptiste was injured as well. Him and Ruben Castro's injuries, by the way, they were both out for 3 weeks, but like I say, it finishes 3-0, and we'll look at the player of the episode in a second. But first of all, we've got to go through the January transfer window, the last part of it, deadline day. Very dull one for us, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint you all. The only offer I went in for was, I saw that Mudingayi, who's a centre mid transfer list to Inter Milan. I thought he'd be decent for a backup, so I tried to loan him, but they rejected that. And like I said, the big story was about Cristiano Ronaldo, who'd handed in a transfer request, but even that one, nothing ends up coming of it. He ends up staying at Real Madrid. Biggest move you saw there in the bottom right, I was having a look at Sirigu moving to Chelsea. Is a bit of a strange one, being as though they got Quarto and Czech there, but yeah, it was a pretty dull deadline day, to be honest, like I say. But we did bring in Eduardo, and that was our main target. But player of the episode today goes to Verdu, because played 2 games and he got 3 assists, which is a real step up in his game, because he's been sort of hot and cold. But in this episode, like I say, he's played the 2, got 3 assists, average rating is 7.9, and his best performance was in the 4-2 win against Granada. He actually got 3 of his assists, all 3 in that one game. So 4 of the goals, 3 of them were set up by Verdu, which was phenomenal. The other 2 players that did well were Cedric and Baptiste, who both scored a couple of goals apiece. But if you look at the episode as a whole on the right hand side, you can see it's been a much better one than the last episode. We obviously got the draw in the second leg of the cup against Sociedad, which was a bit of a non-starter game, as I've said. But then we scored 4 goals in 2 games in a row, and then unfortunately lost to Valencia. But 6 points out of 9 is not a bad return at all in the league. And you can see in the table we are still in 4th place, but obviously, if Real Sociedad win their game in hand, we can drop back out of that 4th place and into 5th, but they have got to win their game yet. And sorry, it's all 3 teams that got a game in hand, but hopefully they've got to play each other, or you'll see Real Madrid have got a couple of games in hand, so I'm hoping they've got to play them as well. But that's going to be the end of this episode. Once again, thank you very much for your support, and thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you all next time. Nidge out.